What's up, everybody? Ben here with Fly Plugins, and in this video I'm going to explain what's new in WP Courseware 4.3, and it's pretty sweet. Coming up. Okay, so we've been pretty busy over here at Fly Plugins, and we've been writing quite a bit of code in recent days, and we have come up with some really cool stuff in WP Courseware 4.3. In fact, we've written so much code that it may be one of the biggest releases we've had yet. Okay, but why is it so big? Well, we've added a native shopping cart along with two payment gateways. We added in PayPal Standard and Stripe, which comes with Stripe Checkout. But that's not all. We also added in recurring billing so that you can sell subscription-based courses. Pretty sweet, right? We also added in a course page as well as a student account page and much, much more. This video is not intended to be a detailed tutorial, but more of an overview of what's available in 4.3. I will be publishing a video series on the shopping cart where I will talk in detail about setting up the shopping cart as well as the payment gateways. You ready to see this? All right, let's check it out. Okay, so right out the box, when you first update WP Courseware to version 4.3, first thing you're going to notice is the menu did change again. And so what we're trying to do with the menu is we're really trying to tidy things up, and we're trying to make it so that it's user-friendly, UI-friendly, and very descriptive so that you know where things are and you can get to them fairly quickly. Okay, so a couple things that we've added here are orders and subscriptions. So these two pages are related to payments. Okay, so when you are selling courses, orders appear here. You're going to notice these are orders. So on this page, you're going to see one-time orders. You'll be able to click into these individual orders, and you'll also be able to see subscription data as well, or you can just click over to subscriptions in the menu here or here at the top, which takes you to the subscription screen so that you can see what exact courses have been purchased under subscription. I want to focus in here quickly. We also added tools here. We moved over the export import functionality here, so the export course, and then the import tab obviously now has the place where you can import the course, you can import users, as well as quiz questions. Okay, the system info is not new, but we did move this from the settings page over to tools. We kind of felt this was a better fit for the system info. We also have the system log, which is new. I'm going to cover more about the system log when I do the video series on the shopping cart payment gateways. But basically you can turn on logging when you are collecting payments so that you can have some of that data come in here in case we're troubleshooting some sort of issue. Okay. And utilities, this is also a new tab. This first option here, clear transients, currently does not do anything. It is there for future reference. We are going to be using this this button over here, clear transients, to do some cleanup in the database in a future release, but we wanted to just get that set up. And we also have a new functionality here, which is delete orphaned question tags. This has been kind of an issue where somebody maybe adds a tag and maybe misspells it, so they remove it, but then it lists the tag, the orphaned tag, on the drop down in the question pull page. And so it'll have the tag with the count of 0, but we never had a way of removing those. So if you want to remove those orphan tags, you can do so simply by clicking the button here. Okay. So now let's go over to our courses page. Not much has changed with the course configuration page, but you are going to see something new here. You're going to see a new payments option. Now this is where you can set your payments either set to free, one-time, or subscription, and you can set your price. If it is a recurring subscription, then you can set the recurring interval. So if you want it to charge daily or weekly, monthly, it just depends on how you want your billing to work. So this is a new tab, your payments. One other small tweak that we added here in the course configuration page is down here in the admin notify email address. You can now do a comma separated and then you can add a second email there. So now you will be notified at 2 various email addresses when any one of these email notifications trigger off to the admin. So that is also new. Another thing that we've done is we've done a lot with our settings page. So let's go down to our settings page. Now, what you're going to see here, you're going to see a few new tabs with some new configuration options. The first one here is the courses page. Now, the courses page is sort of like a course listing page. We can call it a course catalog page. Basically, it's going to just list out every single course that you have with a button. So you can either enroll. If it's a free course, it'll just be an enrollment button. If you have a one-time payment, the button will display with the price of the product on there. And then also, if you have a subscription-based billing course, then the button will also show up with the interval on there as well. You can also configure those buttons to directly redirect the user to checkout upon clicking the button, or you can allow for multiple buttons to be clicked. So in other words, multiple courses to be added to the shopping cart. Just keep in mind that PayPal is sort of limited with what you can do. You cannot mix products on there. I believe PayPal is only one single product at a time, but Stripe is much more flexible, and you can add multiple products to the shopping cart with Stripe. So that's the courses page. Okay. Nothing has changed here with the units page other than it's just been reorganized. I believe we had a drip feed tab at one time. Now we just kind of moved the unit comments and drip feed notification interval onto one tab. This is the big new tab here, the checkout. Okay. So checkout requires 4 different pages to be created. And so you can manually set the pages, or you can have WP Courseware create them. For example, if I wanted WP Courseware to create it for me, it'll do it here. Now, WP Courseware will create these pages automatically if you don't currently have a plugin that we identify in advance, such as MemberPress or maybe like WooCommerce or Easy Digital Downloads. If we identify that you have one of those plugins installed, what we do is we don't create those pages automatically. But if we don't detect those, then those pages are going to get automatically created and set here. Also, keep in mind that each one of these pages requires a shortcode. I've written extensively about these on our support.wpcourseware.com site. So if you need specifics on how to set those pages up and what shortcodes to use within those pages, head over to support.wpcourseware.com and you can get instructions on how to do that. So basically, you have a checkout page, order received page. This just means when the user completes a purchase, it brings them back to the order received page. Order failed is something similar, but order failed. And then you have a terms and conditions page, which allows you to set a checkbox upon checkout so that people can agree to your terms and conditions prior to checkout. The currency menu item here allows you to set the currency type, position, and then the separators, as well as the number of decimal points. So you can totally configure your currency here. Here are the payment gateways that are supported, PayPal and Stripe. I'm not going to go into detail at this point on how to set these up. That's in a future video, but this is where you would set up your payment gateways. Taxes, this is just a flat tax rate that you can insert here. We opted not to do a tax rate for every country code available or state here in the US. So at this point, it's just a flat tax, a single flat tax if you use tax for selling courses. The checkout process has 2 options here, Force SSL. SSL is going to be required if you're going to be using Stripe. If you're just using PayPal, you're fine. You can use your site as is, but if you are going to be using Stripe, you will need to purchase an SSL for your site. Now, I do know that there are free SSL options out there. I believe Let's Encrypt is free now, but check with your hosting provider to see what they offer. They may offer it and set it up for you for free, but you will need an SSL for Stripe For PayPal, there's no SSL required. The redirect to checkout, that will simply redirect users to checkout once they click the button to purchase a course. If you want to allow them to add multiple courses to the shopping cart, then don't check this box. That way it gives them the opportunity to do so. Then we have lastly here, the privacy. Now the privacy option is interesting because this didn't get put in until version 4.3.3. I know this video is about 4.3, but we wanted to sneak this in there because the privacy does have to do with GDPR. I've created a video about GDPR, and I'll link to it somewhere here in this video. But GDPR is now going to be in effect here coming up in about a week, which is May 25th of 2018. So that's what this is for here. This is so that you can set up a privacy policy as well as force users to check that they agree to your privacy policy upon checkout. Okay. So now we have the students tab here. This is another big feature that we released in WP Courseware 4.3. The account page is kind of like a front end dashboard page. So when they go to the account page, they'll have the ability to look at the courses they're enrolled into. They'll have the ability to look at their orders, subscriptions, and that sort of thing, personal information. If they want to adjust their billing information, etc., they can do that all from the account page. So basically you set up one page here, and then what you can do is you can modify each one of these endpoints. These are just endpoints that will appear when somebody clicks on the account page, and let's just say they click orders, it'll read at the top account, and then it'll have for the slash, and then it'll say orders. So that's basically the slug for the endpoint, and you can adjust those here. They have to be lowercase, and the only spacing option you can use is a dash. Okay, so this is another new feature with WP Courseware 4.3. We have a bunch of new email notifications that go along with the payment gateway, or the shopping cart and payment gateway. Okay, what's really cool with these email notifications is that you can come in and you can actually configure them with HTML or plain text. We have a bunch of mail merge tags that are outlined in each notification so that you can customize each one. And the really cool thing is you can test these out, and you can send them to yourself. So you can look at them before you start utilizing your payment gateway, and before users start receiving these emails, you can test them. So there's a whole slew of these, and they're pretty descriptive, so you know exactly what email notification is being sent out. And you can enable or disable these as well within the email configuration screen. The email sender, this is just identifying who the email is from. You can set this to your business name or your personal name and email address. Those just get set here. Otherwise, it'll use the native WordPress, I believe, administrator email address for this. It's always best to set it. I would recommend setting it here. The email template is basically just a user interface so that you can customize how your email looks, the look and feel of it. You can add a header image. You can adjust the colors again. And once you adjust all of this stuff here on the email template, I would actually go back over to the email notifications, pop open one of these emails, and have it sent to you so that you can see what it looks like. So this is a pretty fly update, right? Would you agree? Now you have the power to create and sell courses with one single plugin. Okay, so get out there and teach the world. Question of the day: which payment gateway would you like to see added to WP Courseware? Currently, we have PayPal Standard and Stripe, but there's a ton of payment gateways that are available. And so we just wanted to reach out and see what you guys think. What would you guys like to see in WP Courseware? Please don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel so that you get notified when we release a new video just like this one. And as always, thank you for watching.